morning, folks. Welcome to Gameplay, the eSports show that keeps you in the know of all things high school and university eSports in South Africa. Yeah, well, yes, you know what it is. It's your hostess that does the mostest, Collins Manyame, aka Scar in the eSports streets. And today, we're going to be covering some results within the ASL space. Further from that, it is event galore. Make sure you stay tuned to the show to watch all the events that we have coming up. And alongside that, we have the classroom session making its return. Then to end it off, we have our special guest interview alongside the lounge. So, without any further ado, let's jump right in. So jumping right into things, let's talk about the results from the ASL space, and this is coming from Fortnite, Rocket League, as well as Valorant, results that have happened within recent weeks, starting off with Rocket League. In Group 1 for Rocket League ASL Juniors, taking first, we had Knights Rocket League A. In second place, Rocket League Wolfpack A. And third place, Waterstone Rocket League. For Group 2, leading the pack, we have Knights Rocket League B. In second, Knights Rocket League C. In third, Rocket League Wolfpack B. And to top it off in fourth, Tuk Tuk Crew to end it off. Moving on to Fortnite, results here are the top 5 at the moment. In first, it's N Fortnite. In second place, it's Vortex Fortnite 1. Third, Vortex Fortnite 2. Fourth, Vortex Fortnite 3. And to top off our top 5 finish, it's going to be ZWK Fortnite 9. Now, onto Valorant. The group stages are still ongoing, but here's how the groups stand at this point in time. In first place for Group 1, we have ZWK Valor Agents. In second, CCL Knights. In third, Middies Val. In fourth, it's GLC Val. And finally, to top it off, it's LDN Valorant A. For Group 2, in first place is going to be Aldo Acronics. In second, PHA Vex. Third place, GHS Valo. In fourth, RC Valorant A. And to finish it off, in fifth place is WK Valorant 1. Alright, so now if you're wondering where you can watch all of this action and to keep up with all of it, make sure you're tuned in to the ACGL Twitch account. So head on over to twitch.tv/African eSports. Stay glued to that screen whenever that action is about to come. Follow the account and keep up with all the action that is to come. Moving on from that, now it's time for the classroom session. And this one's coming from my guest that will be appearing later on the show. He shares a tip that can help you improve your brand image and improve the content you're pushing out.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Tendo Mukaburi, also known as Tendo Plays, and welcome to the classroom session. My tip for today is make sure that you're putting out quality content. And now, what do I mean exactly? I think over the years and over just the content creation lifespan of things, people have always, preached, make sure you're being consistent and putting out a lot of content. The problem I find with that is that you miss out a lot on the quality of your work, right? And so I feel that if you can cut back a little bit on your frequency and add a little bit more quality, it's small things, better lighting, better angles, in your content, better editing at the end of the day, you will really stand out over your competitors. But at the end of the day, we're all colleagues in this space. But make sure that you assess your content and you're putting out high quality.
Ooh, now it's time for gaming opportunities in your area, and I'm really excited because, guys, when I said event galore, I was not kidding. We have so much to get into, and the first one is going to be Mythic Fortnite. So if you didn't know or you missed last week's episode, Mythic Royale is back in the mix. It is one of the biggest tournaments happening right now for Fortnite, the biggest trio event happening with 30,000 Rand on the line. There's only 3 qualifiers left though, so make sure you get yourself signed up and don't miss out on the action, as these 3 qualifiers left lead you into the grand final where you get a shot at 30,000 Rand with your trio. So students, I want to see you all entering and participating, and let's see how far you can go. Make sure you pop through to www.acgl.gg/mythic to get your team signed up and ready for the action. Further from that, it is Shift Gaming season. MTN Shift Gaming Experience is back in town, and it starts off this week, tomorrow, actually, from the 23rd to the 25th of May at Rosebank. Make sure you head on over to experience a wide variety of activities, events, tournaments, and all you can game. schools, this is also for you as well. Email schools@acgl.gg to RSVP a spot where you can get your teams and players in our EAFC, Just Dance, Beat Saber, Minecraft build battles, and so many more tournaments that will be available. Don't miss out on all this action, and remember, this is only the start. We're going to be going all the way through to August, so make sure you do not miss out on a single MTN Shift gaming experience. Ooh, colder than Cole Palmer and more goosebumps than Travis Scott. I am so excited. Guys, stay tuned to the show because a massive announcement is coming soon. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna say much, but all I'm gonna say is, who's gonna take the crown this time? Now it's time for Game Chat with my special guest. I mean, entrepreneur, streamer, creator, caster, producer. This man has so many titles and accolades under his belt. He's been a part of one of the biggest gaming brands in the country, was the face of it. But alongside that, he's also worked with some of the biggest gaming brands locally. And now he's going to be appearing on this show. So stay tuned because our chat's coming up next. happening, folks? Welcome back to the show. Now it's time for my special celebrity guest interview. And today I am joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tendo Mukuvili, aka Tendo Plays. How are you doing, good sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be on the show. I've been an avid watcher of the show for a while.
Okay.
So, appearing is, I'm really keen about it.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because, you're also a part of one of the pillars within eSports. You've been a part of the scene for quite a while. And one thing I'm actually curious about is what actually drew you into eSports, casting, being a streamer, creator, and now also an entrepreneur running your own organization. What started all of that?
Man, the story of Tendo Plays is it's a long one at this point, stretching over 5 years. I think, when I was busy studying, I just saw the opportunity in the gaming and eSports industry. There weren't many people being represented, I'd have to say, and I just felt like I was somebody that could step up and represent. And I think, just through that entire journey, hopping online, taking some risky decisions in terms of just like personal life as well, and putting myself out there, it all kind of fell into place. And I think it started really when COVID hit. It's funny because I feel like COVID was a propeller in my career versus the opposite, because everyone was at home and obviously watching.
It kind of set them back and all of that.
Watching streams and watching content. So through that, I think a lot of brands noticed me. And then, eventually I joined an esports organization at the time, DNMK, or Dynamic Esports. And that was its own story and its own journey. And I think really the esports dream grew within that, that body of just being inside of DNMK and just experiencing esports, seeing teams play that you're a part of as a brand and representing, and your brand is being used to build this grander picture and legacy. So I think now where I'm at, after leaving DNMK, which was a whole storyline of its own, starting my own organization, Synthesis, I'm kind of going back to my traditional roots of just like, okay, what I really want to do is just create really good pieces of media and content in terms of film, gaming, etc., etc. So that's what Synthesis embodies. And for me, it's just about legacy building. I think that's what it's all about. It's what I'm trying to do.
It's what it's always been about as well, because you touched on the idea of there wasn't enough representation and you wanted to be a part of that. At a point, you're one of the biggest streamers locally as well. So do you feel like that's also something very important for people that are up and coming to look for that, to build a legacy, not just for yourself, but for the people that are also following suit?
Yeah, I think it's really just about what is everyone going to remember me as a lot of the time, and building a legacy can start from anywhere. I'm a firm believer, especially like in the show and how, it's showcasing the youth and like esports in schools, because that's where legacy starts, right?
100%,
we've all been in those
100%.
positions where you're talking about a rugby game and you're reminiscing about school and you're thinking about, hey, there was that kid that used to, be really good, and now they're playing for the Springboks. It's the same kind of thing, you remember the kids that are kind of playing now, make it, all of a sudden they're playing for Synthesis and they're just like, whoa, what's going on? So I think it's just really important to be putting yourself out there and building your story. I think that's what human beings have just always been drawn to anyways. It's just like storyline. I think even history, what's intriguing about it is just learning the story behind everything.
Couldn't agree more, 100%. So let's talk about skills development. And there's something I want to touch on later, but right now I want to talk about how important is it to develop skills that can help grow you further within esports? Because with how unstable it can be locally, how vital can that be for you as a creator or even a pro player?
Yeah, I think the unfortunate reality about esports in South Africa, in Africa in general, it's still lagging behind the rest of the world. I would like to say over the last few years, from when I entered to now, it's grown a lot. It really has, honestly, but we're still, lacking a few things here and there. But there's a lot of things that are propelling us. So you really need to be multifaceted, I think, especially if you're not deciding to be a pro player, for example. I think as a pro, you can really just buckle down and try to be the best of your game. But people like us, you
have to be creative.
You have to be creative. You need to know how to edit. You need to know how to use a camera. You can't just be like, cool, here I am playing a game, because you know what? people's, especially streams and content, is always evolving. And if you're stuck in the past with like skills that you learned way back when and not looking to expand and, you know, gather new skills, then I mean, unfortunately, you also just be left behind. And you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think for me, making sure that you're always looking for something that is intriguing in the space. A good example is, you know, for me, I started as a caster and a presenter and all these kind of things, like a host. And then I slowly moved into behind the scenes and the production of actual esports, you know, shows and events and streams. And that's just a skill that I think most people should have if you're like in the gaming industry. If you're a streamer, you already use OBS.
Yeah,
right.
so
It's already you're already broadcasting in a sense. So you gotta just pick up on how can I improve certain things and make it better.
Yeah, just taking it to the next level. So to end things off, your mom recently launched a podcast called Touch the Future with Madam O. And it's an initiative that's obviously there to empower and teach the younger audience and also entrepreneurs skills development. So what I want to know is, someone who is a figure within esports, is this somewhat in a way going to integrate into the esports space? Can people somehow benefit from it, the ASL and AUL students?
Yeah, look, I think the way Touch the Future began really was we were making a documentary. So we made a documentary about my mother's company, African Global Skills Academy, and just following the legacy behind it. It's been around for 22 years now, actually. When we were making it, it was for the 21st anniversary. And basically through making the documentary, which, you know, will come out soon, we were like, okay, we can continue this conversation and help others and build people who want to become entrepreneurs. And I think for me, that's a big part of Synthesis, is just trying to, you know, impart skills. And something I've learned from my mother's company is just like creating those skills. So I think, you know, getting in schools and starting to do things like courses and stuff like that is something I'd love to see Synthesis work towards, and just being able to provide kind of that base, you know, with the information we have from my mother's company in terms of the education space, things like CETAs, you know, if you understand that, you know, we can start maybe integrating esports and gaming into those kind of qualifications and really build something that's a little bit more concrete for people, you know, in like the ASLs and et cetera, et cetera.
That's fantastic. I really love to hear that, and I'm very excited to see what more you have in store for us. But before I let you go, I do have a game challenge. So I hope you're ready. I didn't prepare for it, but
let's go.
We'll see how this goes. But on the other side of this, stay tuned, because our challenge is coming up next. Alrighty, folks, we are back with it once again, and it is time for the lounge, and I have Tendo joining me. Tendo, have you played Brawler before?
A little bit, not really.
Okay, so he's played it before, he's gonna win. There's my excuse. He knows how to play the game beforehand, guys. Okay, right. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. It's gonna be a one-game series. Obviously 3 lives. Whoever's lives is out at the end is out.
That's it. That's GG's.
That's it. That's GG. So let's get into it. All right, first one. I don't even know who to pick at this point in time.
I don't even know either. Like who's who?
I don't even know who's who at this point. Like I'm just.
Okay. Well,
I'm operating on vibes.
Okay. Well, okay. Cool. It looks cool. Oh, you can even customize them?
Yeah, you can.
Oh no, this is dope.
Ooh, this looks like a young like Chun-Li almost.
Yeah. Stick with the base.
All right, let's think of that.
Let's see. Fighting games have never been my forte.
Yeah. I said it's FPS.
It's
surely.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of FPS, I want to know, who do you think has to be the worst released legend in Apex?
Dude, that's tough, honestly, man. Honestly. You know, my issue is they keep buffing legends. So
that's the thing.
I don't even know. Like, are we talking like release of like the very beginning when they were
released? I
released?
think like off release.
Release.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe Ash was a bit weak when she was first released.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah,
okay.
Just a tiny bit. Who would you say?
Now that I think about it, I actually don't know who was the weakest.
Dude, there's just so many characters.
There's so many, actually, when you think about it.
There's so many characters now.
Okay, but like, let's talk about... Whoa. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, we good.
Okay.
Let's talk about, meta-wise. What do you think was the worst meta possible? Because for me, personally, it has to be Reptane.
Reptane was already a terrible meta at the time.
Like that has to be one of the worst. It has to be.
And that was like peak Apex Legends.
Literally.
Like, when everyone was still playing the game a lot. Not that people don't. I think it's
still there, but it's like not as much compared to before.
No, that was a terrible time. But it was fun. I mean, it was fun.
To an extent, though.
I hate that our colors are the same, because who am I right now sometimes when everything's happening? No, I know who I am. I can see exactly who I am. I'm just saying, just sometimes.
It was a tactic. I knew you were gonna...
Yeah,
okay.
How do you even use these weapons?
You press square and then you just... Okay. I think there's only certain weapons you can pick up.
Oh, is that the case?
Yeah. Whoa. Hey, slow down. What? Whoa! Okay, we're still good.
You see, you're also getting confused. I just feel like the characters move too quickly! Oh!
No! Come on!
What? No!
Let's go. Okay, first strike. We take it.
There was no hope for me to come back over there. Yeah.
You're wet. Oh,
like that bomb right there. Okay, cool. There's like the sword. I did not get it.
Oh, whoa. I think you got it.
I've got giant fists.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Oh no! Brother just slipped off the side.
Okay, wait. I gotta lock in.
Yeah, nah. Clock in and lock in, brother. Let's go.
I gotta lock in at least.
Whoa!
Okay, you know my issue is. Oh no.
Oh,
that's
get it.
That's you. Okay, guys, we're still in this fight.
Okay.
We're still in this fight.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I still got this.
Whoa. Can I breathe? No! Slow down. No, there's no way.
I almost fell down myself. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Have you ever watched Brawlhalla eSports though? It goes crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it goes crazy.
Is there like official, like you can watch on like Twitch?
Sometimes I just go on Twitch and I'm just like, what is, playing?
Yeah.
Because I'm always just trying to see what's in, like new in terms of like
what's
graphics
popping and all that.
Like,
Yeah.
So sometimes you just stroll and you find a young Brawlhalla and I'm just like, what? That and GeoGuessr. GeoGuessr eSports as well.
Bro, at this point, what
I'm
is
putting
it?
You guys on some crazy stuff.
Because like,
anything that's a game is in eSports.
I found out that there was even farming simulator championships.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy. Okay.
I think it's gonna be a sudden death. Tiebreaker.
Oh wait. Oh, the time ran out.
Okay, it's a tiebreaker now. So whoever dies. Yeah.
Okay.
Get my whip. Let's go. I don't even know what happened. I will take it any day of the week. But GG's though. GG's. Before I let you go though, please can you let the camera know where we can find you and all your socials?
You can find me on every single social as Tendo Plays.
Simple, quick and easy to the point. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. You know the vibes, stock standard. Catch us next week, same time, same place. But for now, I have been Scar. This has been Gameplay, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care and GG's, gamers.